actor, which is bad. Don't ever do that. So I think ultimately, they're different jobs though. They're like asking, which do you like better, being a teacher or you know, being a fireman? You know, they're totally different jobs. At the end of the day, if I could just act and, you know, pay the bills on just acting, I would do it. I would do it. But the reason I got started in directing is because I love anime so much and I wanted to be involved with it more than just in the acting capacity. But it is really time consuming and it's very tiring and the hours are demanding. I'm working on a show right now that we're behind schedule, so I got back from doing a video game in China at the beginning of February, and before I came here, I worked 17 days in a row, 12 hours a day. So, and I don't make a lot of money to do it, so you really have to love the job and love the final product. But if I could just act, I would. I would. Questions? In the back, yes.
Oh, yeah.
Some guy is talking just as loud as you, like in the hall or something. That was awesome. Okay, I think I understood. That guy has a loud voice. I think I understood. How do I feel as a director when anime fans and an actor when anime fans criticize or scrutinize my work and comparing it to the Japanese, saying it's not as good as? Is that the main? More or less, or I should have played the character more like this. Like they know, because they are native Japanese speakers. There, you hear that in my voice? That's how I feel. That's how I feel. You know, there's going to be criticism, and no matter what job you do, and because I love anime so much, I want to do a good job, and I want to make the fans happy, but ultimately I have to do what I feel and what the director feels, if I'm not the director, is right for the show. And I appreciate what the original Japanese seiyuu do very much. I mean, if it weren't for them, I wouldn't even be interested to begin with. But my response to people who are like, well, what you're saying doesn't match exactly how the words that they said, I'll be like, you know, you could give this anime in Japanese to 3 different translators and you would get 3 different exact translations. And also, what is put up on screen as a subtitle, that's just what will fit in the amount of time that your brain can process what's on a screen. So even it is edited. Or they say, well, the English version just doesn't convey the same emotion or feeling as the Japanese person did. And my response is, are you a native Japanese speaker? Can you hear in their voice the subtleties of the language? And so it's frustrating. It's not an argument that I like to have. We usually don't get pestered too much about it. It's mostly on online forums that people complain about things like that. We just do the best that we can do, and I think that we do a killer job at it. And if you don't like the dub, don't watch it. And that's, you know, to all of us in this industry, we work really hard, and it's so funny to me because if they're a fan so much, why turn on the dub and then turn on the subtitles and compare them just to see how close are they to the Japanese? Just watch it in Japanese or watch it in English. If you do it that way, you're going to miss the whole story, you're going to miss the subtleties of our performances, and yeah, it's really irritating when that happens. We pour so much of ourselves into the shows, and we love the characters that we play. But thank you, that's a great question. I don't get to be real truthful like that. I appreciate the opportunity. Yay! Other questions? Tell me when to stop, Cynthia, whenever it's your turn. Is it your turn? 5 minutes. I have 5 minutes for Cynthia. Yes, ma'am.
Can you speak like Winry?
Can I speak like Winry? What could I say? Edward, drink your milk. Or she does this one. She does this. this.
Be the Winry Broadcasting Network.
Very known for that one. Yes, sir, in the orange shirt. We actually answered that question, but I can answer it again because you just came in. We have to mostly keep it moisturized. We need to drink a lot of water and keep it moisturized with water specifically. Neil mentioned that. Not just soda or coffee or juice or whatever, but water, 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 water. So, and then sodas actually dehydrate. So for every soda that you drink, you need to drink more and more water. That's the main thing. Water, if you feel it starting to hurt, you just have to vocalize that to your director, like, I'm sorry, I need a break, and they'll give you one. Don't be out late in smoky places. Don't get a different side job where you have to talk really loud, like waiting tables in a loud place, or you have to talk loud above the noise. Don't smoke cigarettes, for the love of God. Those are the main things. Just be smart about it. Don't go to sporting events and scream your lungs out if you have a session the next morning. Yeah, so that's pretty much how it works. Yes, sir.
What is your biggest challenge that you think you've had so far as a director and or an actor?
Okay, my biggest challenge as a director and an actor. A big challenge in directing is working with the script that is given to you. And the script writers do a great job. Let me preface this whole thing by saying I think Funimation has an excellent group of script writers, but they're under the same type of pressure and deadlines as us. They're like, get these scripts done so they can produce it, so then it can go get, authored, and that's what really takes the longest time, believe it or not, getting them printed and made all pretty in a DVD for you. But sometimes, as a director, we don't have an opportunity to converse with our writers about this is where I see the show going. Sometimes writers don't even have the luxury of seeing the entire show before they start writing it. So oftentimes we're sitting there trying to record in the booth and I'm looking at this line going, oh wow, that's not it at all. And so part of I guess the training as a director is learning how to rewrite things quickly on the fly. You don't have long at all. Like maybe you can take 2 minutes to rewrite like a paragraph if the words are wrong, and then you still have to match the flaps. So that was the hardest thing for me to learn how to do. And I'm still also learning to be more firm with certain actors if I need them to do something different in their performance. Sometimes it's hard to convey that and not hurt someone's feelings. So me being bold enough to just say it, because I'm for the most part a nice person, pretty laid back. I think if you ask the actors at Funimation, yeah, Caitlin, she's one of the easy, fun ones. So when I really do want something to be like, it has to be this, it can be really hard. So that's probably one of my biggest challenges. I'll take one more question in the green hat.
Sorry to bring back Henry, but can you do her whenever she's all obsessed with schools and automobile?
That's good, that's good.
Gosh, what did you say? Is that your State Alchemist pocket watch? Oh, I want to take it apart. I can't even say this line anymore. I haven't done it in so long. I like the one where she's like, can I have that chrome-plated micrometer set, please? And I love the screwdriver. I love the way the walnut wood feels against my skin. And she's rubbing it. Her eyes are all big with stars in them. Oh my God. Yeah. Okay, last one. Oh, Neko Winry, okay.
Yeah. But can you do Winry when she's all pissed when Edward breaks his automobile?
Well, I can't actually throw anything at Vic. Oh, like the arm wrestling? Okay.
When she's always mad when Edward always breaks his automobile.
But the thing is, she's mad, but she doesn't do much. She's kind of understated about it. She's like, oh, again? That he does it all the time. So, how about but she is very sensitive about what other people make.